Okay, so day 2 of me creating stuff. The problem with this is that I'm realizing that I have the same problem as probably a lot of adults, is that I don't have the time, right? So you get my commute, which is great, you know, it's devoted time, but it's still like I'm doing something else, which, don't take a personal, viewing audience, I still love you. The one thing that I wanted to gripe about today, and I don't mean to gripe a lot, but there's one thing that kind of bugged me, and it's, I have been, since around 2015 or so, thanks to Shane Barker, shout out to Shane, a pretty big fan of the Marx Brothers. So, if y'all all have ever seen that, the Coconuts, the A Night at the Opera, A Day at the Races, The Night in Casablanca, all those ones, all those old movies. They're so dang funny. I laugh my bum off every time. But maybe it's not a big deal to a lot of people. It's a big deal. It's kind of a big deal to me. Like, on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, there is a Groucho Marx star, which that's justifiable because he had a bigger career than his brothers, right? So afterwards, he went and did, What's My Line, I think? You know, with the duck. And he did a few other movies. And he just was in Hollywood until the 70s, and he was old Groucho, he's still smoking a big cigars and everything. But anyways, and the brothers put out movies from and they did vaudeville, and they're not on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and it just drives me nuts because it's like they're super influential in comedy. Like, if you go and you look back at especially like a lot of 80s comics and things like that, 90s comics, they'll go back, they'll cite some of their sources. They'll always talk about the Marx Brothers, especially anybody that's into physical comedy. I think John Belushi and Chris Farley, I think, to a lesser extent. But yeah, so they don't have a star on the Walk of Fame, and so I went looking into it, and there's a whole bunch of stuff, and it's like anybody can nominate somebody for the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but it's a $250 application fee, which is, you know, how are you going to nominate? And that's just not getting them nominated. And the application will stay on their docket for 2 years, right? And if it gets picked up, it gets picked up. If it doesn't, then you have to reapply, which is another $250. Also, then they make you, the sponsor, whoever you are, pay for the star. Now, when I looked at it, like, it was pre-COVID. I've been thinking about this for a while, but it was $2,000, I think, for the star. $2,000, $5,000, something like that. They have upped their prices quite a bit in the meantime, and it now costs $75,000. So, if you are fans of Stephen Che, I've been catching him on the Facebook Reels, but then he does this extra character of his dad, right? And whenever his dad gets upset about something, he goes, "Emotional damage." So, I mean, like, that's a pain in the neck to me, honestly, because I read Harpo's biography, or his autobiography, Harpo Speaks, and just the stuff that they went through in order to try to make it big, and then that they actually did make it big, and they did well, and to the point that they've got some dude, me, almost 100 years later, still a fan of their work, right? Come on. That's got to be something that should be recognized. And I'm sure that there's plenty of other tributes out there, but that's kind of the big one, right? Anyways, that's really shallow stuff. I get it, you know. I mentioned yesterday about the gospel and stuff like that, but let me tell you what, man. Sometimes you gotta just you gotta get into the thick of thin things sometimes. So that's it for today. A little gripe about how. And that's the other thing, is that I don't know who else is a Marx Brothers fan out there. Like, it seems like it's a limited group. There's still some podcasts on there that you can find on them. And I would be happy to make a group and start to do like some fundraising or something like that, to try to support them in that kind of recognition. Maybe not to an extent. See, my thing is I still like money. I have 5 kids, and if I can go a whole video without mentioning my kids, then then you should pay me. But no, they're kind of my whole world. So they still need to eat, so I probably can't throw a whole ton of money at it, but I would be happy to help with that kind of effort if somebody wanted to do that. So there you are, 5 minutes with me. Well, coming up on 6 minutes with me. So hope you enjoy your Tuesday, wherever you are. If it is not a Tuesday, hope you enjoy your whatever day, and reach out to your loved ones, tell them you love them, because you never know, right? Could be your time. Hopefully it's not your time. Okay. Peace out.